Coronation Street confirms Maggie's huge mistake in Secret Jim's story. She may finally have let the truth slip. Coronation Street has revealed a major blunder from Maggie Driscoll in tonight's episode, as her long-running effort to keep Ben's true parentage hidden begins to unravel. During a heated confrontation, Maggie accidentally let it slip that her late husband Alan was not Ben's biological father. Has her carefully guarded secret finally been exposed? Viewers already know that Maggie had an affair with the recently deceased Jim McDonald back in the 1980s. Although Ben was raised believing Alan was his father, it has since been confirmed that he is actually Jim's son by blood. Maggie has spent years doing everything she can to stop Ben from learning the truth, even going so far as to interfere in his growing friendship with Steve, Jim's other son. But in the latest episode, one emotional outburst may have changed everything, leaving Ben starting to question the truth about his past. In tonight's scenes, Maggie cornered her grandson Will and pressured him to tell her what was really going on in his so-called relationship with groomer Megan Walsh. Will continued to insist that he only had a crush on the sports coach and that Megan's baby was not his. At first, Maggie tried to get through to him calmly, but as Will continued to shut her out, her patience snapped. In a moment of anger, she described him as just one stupid boy in a long line of stupid boys. Her harsh words were quickly interrupted by Ben and Eva, who were appalled by the way she was speaking to Will. The pub landlord immediately told his mother to back off, reminding her that Will was his son and therefore his responsibility. But when Maggie accused him of failing to look after his own family, Ben cruelly lashed out by saying that the wrong parent died and that his father would have actually helped if he were still alive. Furious and deeply hurt, Maggie hit back by telling Ben that he had no idea who Alan really was, insisting he had only been a child and knew nothing about the kind of man he had been. In the middle of her rant, she then accused him of taking Alan's side over his own flesh and blood, before instantly realizing she had said too much. She quickly attempted to cover her mistake by claiming she had only become confused in the heat of the argument, but Ben immediately picked up on the wording and began questioning what she had really meant. Later on, Ben opened up to Eva about his growing suspicions, but Eva tried to reassure him by suggesting Maggie had simply been upset and was lashing out emotionally. Still, Ben could not shake the feeling that there was more to it. He pointed out that Maggie had clearly implied Alan was not his biological father before eventually trying to convince himself that Eva was probably right. Even so, by the end of the episode, it was obvious that Ben was far from satisfied with Maggie's explanation, and next week's scenes will see him determined to uncover the truth from his scheming mother once and for all. Coronation Street sets up huge row as Ben learns more of Maggie's hidden past. Coronation Street is preparing to air a major confrontation between Ben and Maggie Driscoll after one of her long-buried secrets finally starts to unravel. In scenes shown on Friday, April 3, Maggie accidentally hinted that Ben may not know the full truth about who his real father is. Following that dramatic moment, the ITV soap released a preview clip for Sunday's April 5th episode, showing Ben confronting his mother over what she said. After a tense and emotionally charged exchange, Maggie eventually admits that her late husband Alan was not Ben's biological father. The revelation is understandably a huge shock for Ben, especially given that it may also mean he has a hidden family connection somewhere in Weatherfield. According to Aaron McCusker, who plays the character, the truth hits Ben incredibly hard. The actor explained that Ben is left both stunned and furious, with the pain made even worse by the fact that he can no longer go back and speak to the man he always believed was his father. He said that this makes the discovery even more difficult for Ben, because he had been extremely close to Alan. McCusker also revealed that Ben learns Alan knew the truth all along, that he wasn't his biological father, and yet still chose to stay loyal to Maggie. Far from changing Ben's opinion of him, that only makes him admire Alan even more. As emotions spiral, Ben ends up having a massive argument with Maggie before storming straight out to the bar and drowning his feelings in whiskey. The actor added that, from Ben's perspective, this is just yet another betrayal from his mother, and it comes not long after the chaos she caused over Christmas during the baby drama. At this point, Ben is left wondering when the lies are ever going to stop. Naturally, the revelation also leaves Ben questioning what else Maggie may have kept from him over the years. Although he is no stranger to his mother being secretive or manipulative, this latest truth cuts far deeper than anything before. McCusker said that Ben has already forgiven Maggie for a great deal in the past, and he does recognize the sacrifices she made as a single mother while raising him and Finley. Even so, he suggested this time could be different. While he hopes the pair will eventually find a way back to each other, the actor admitted it will take time for Ben to move past something so painful. He also hinted that Ben is unlikely to forget it anytime soon, and may well use it against Maggie for a long while yet. The secret about Ben's parentage first came out during a fiery argument between him and Maggie over Will, who has been groomed by his athletics coach Megan Walsh. Maggie felt Ben had failed to properly protect his son, and her criticism led to him lashing out with a cruel remark aimed directly at his mother. Although Ben initially appeared defensive and in denial, McCusker believes there is still a deep sense of guilt underneath it all. The actor explained that Ben has gone through a period of blaming himself and wondering whether he missed the warning signs because he was distracted by too many other things, including the family's move to Weatherfield, the constant tension between Maggie and Eva, and trying to look after his two other children. He admitted that the situation with Will simply slipped through the cracks, and Ben is now deeply disappointed in himself. According to McCusker, Ben is making a real effort to put things right, but rebuilding trust with a teenage son will not be easy and is going to take serious work. Although Ben's relationship with Maggie is set to face major strain in the coming weeks, his bond with partner Eva Price will remain a source of strength as she continues to stand by him through everything. McCusker said he sees Ben and Eva as a strong couple, pointing out that they moved to Weatherfield together to run the pub, only to be hit with one crisis after another ever since. He added that while all of the pressure could easily have destroyed another relationship, Eva has remained incredibly solid throughout, always stepping in to support Ben whenever he looks close to falling apart. In his view, Ben would be completely lost without her, and he hopes theirs is a relationship built to last.